I'm Isabelle from the Cognito Forms team, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use conditional logic on your forms. Conditional logic can make your forms more dynamic and responsive, giving your users a more relevant and personalized experience. You can also use conditional logic to automate what happens behind the scenes and even prevent your users from making mistakes. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to show or hide fields, sections, and pages, reference earlier choices, prevent user error by adding custom messages, route emails to specific people, require payment, and restrict or allow certain actions. For each of these instances, I'll show you how to apply conditional logic using an event registration form. First, let's look at the basic use case, how to show or hide fields. This form is selling tickets to an event, but it also includes an option to donate an additional amount. I'm going to make that donation field appear only if someone chooses to add a donation. To do that, I'll click on the donation amount field, and then over in the field settings, you'll see an option called Show this field. By default, it's always visible, but we can change that by selecting When. Once I select When, I can set a simple condition. In this case, I'll show this field only when the attendee selects Yes to adding a donation. Once we save that and then preview the form, you'll see that it immediately becomes cleaner. People who don't want to donate won't even see the extra field, and the form feels shorter and more focused. But beyond simply creating a better user experience, conditional logic is also really useful for guiding people through your form and preventing mistakes. For example, you'll notice that when someone selects a ticket type, the total still shows up as 0 because the number of tickets hasn't been chosen yet. That could easily confuse someone filling out the form. So to help with that, we can add a custom error message that reminds the user to select at least one ticket before moving forward. To do that, I'll select the number field and then find Show Custom Error in the field settings. To set a custom error message, select When, and then set your condition. Once you save your condition, remember to insert your message. If you forget this step, your custom error message won't show up. This way, the message appears exactly when it's needed and it disappears automatically once the user has made a valid choice. Another way you can use conditional logic is to show or hide entire pages in your form. For example, this next page is only relevant for users who want to purchase VIP tables. To make sure only the right people see it, I can click on the Next button settings and then set a condition for when this page should appear. Now if we preview the form, you'll see that the table location preference page appears when the VIP table option is selected, and it disappears when any other option is chosen. If you use emails as part of your workflow, you can also use conditional logic to send them to the right people at the right time. In this example, I can send an email to the event coordinator when the additional donation amount is greater than $1,000. You'll also notice an option here that lets you send the email only when the condition first becomes true. This helps prevent the notification from being triggered multiple times. Without it, the email could be sent again if the entry is updated later or if additional actions are taken. So if you check this box, the email will only send once the first time the condition is met. If you leave it unchecked, the email will send every time the entry is updated and still matches the condition. Another useful way to use conditional logic is for processing payments. You may not always want to require payment for every person who submits your form. For example, in an event registration form, you might offer attendees the option to either pay now or pay later. In that case, you can use conditional logic to process payment only when someone selects Pay Now. To set this up, you'll go to your payment settings, find the Process Payment option, and choose When instead of Always. Then you'll set the condition so payment is only required when the Pay Now option is selected. Lastly, conditional logic is very important when setting up your action buttons, especially when your form is part of a workflow involving multiple people. It allows you to control when certain actions are available and prevents steps from happening out of order.
For example, the record payment button should only appear when the entry role is event organizer.
As you can see, conditional logic can be applied in a lot of different ways, and I wasn't able to cover every scenario in this video, but if you wanted to learn more, you could check out our user guides. And if you ever have any questions or want help setting up your specific scenario, just submit a support request and our team will be happy to help you.